I am Judy. The courtroom was packed, but the tension in the air was anything but ordinary. This wasn't your typical dispute over rent or a minor fender bender. No. Today's case involved a teenage rodeo rider, a horse that was anything but ordinary, and a lawsuit that had the entire community buzzing, the kind of story that makes you wonder, when does a passion become a liability? And when does responsibility cross the line into recklessness? At the center of it all was one 7-year-old Cassidy Monroe, a rising star in the local rodeo circuit, known for her fearless rides, and a bond with her horse Thunder that many envied. Cassidy was the embodiment of youthful ambition and grit. But today she wasn't in the arena. She was in my courtroom facing a lawsuit that threatened to derail her dreams. The plaintiff, a man named Harold Jenkins, was a seasoned horse trainer and breeder who claimed Cassidy had sold him a lame horse, a horse with a hidden injury that made it unfit for rodeo competition. Harold's claim was simple but serious. He alleged that Cassidy knowingly misrepresented Thunder as condition, causing him financial loss and emotional distress. The stakes were high and the courtroom was ready for a showdown. I entered the room with my trademark no-nonsense demeanor, instantly commanding attention. My reputation for cutting through the noise and getting to the heart of the matter was well known, and everyone in the courtroom knew this case would be no exception. My sharp eyes scanned the room, landing on Cassidy, who sat nervously clutching her mother's hand, and then on Harold, who looked every bit the seasoned professional he claimed to be. Let's get to the facts, I said, my voice steady but firm. Mr. Jenkins, you say you purchased this horse from Ms. Monroe. When did this transaction take place? Harold cleared his throat, adjusting his cowboy hat. About 3 months ago, Your Honor. I was looking for a young, strong horse for the upcoming rodeo season. A minor injury could become a career-ending problem if not handled properly. She had always been careful with Thunder, ensuring he was well cared for and rested when needed. When the family decided to move, Cassidy made the difficult decision to sell Thunder. She wanted to find him a good home and someone who would appreciate him as much as she did. She believed Harold was that person. Their conversations had been friendly, and she had no reason to suspect he would question her honesty. But as the lawsuit unfolded, cracks began to show. Harold's evidence painted a different picture to one of a horse struggling with pain and a rider who might have overlooked or ignored the signs. The question was, did Cassidy know? And if she did, why didn't she say anything? The courtroom was silent as the vet who performed the pre-sale examination took the stand. Dr. Emily Carter was a respected equine specialist with over 20 years of experience. She explained the thoroughness of her examination, detailing the tests she performed and the results she found. Thunder showed no signs of lameness or injury at the time of the exam. Dr. Carter testified, his gait was normal and there were no indications of tendon damage or pain. Harold's attorney was quick to challenge. Dr. Carter, is it possible that an injury could have been missed or developed shortly after the exam? Dr. Carter nodded. Yes, that is possible. Tendon injuries can sometimes be subtle in early stages and worsen with activity. I leaned forward, so it's not impossible that Thunder was healthy at the time of sale but became injured soon after. That's correct, Your Honor, Dr. Carter replied. The defense called Cassidy back to the stand. She spoke candidly about her relationship with Thunder, her training routine, and the care she provided. She admitted that Thunder had occasionally shown minor stiffness after long rides, but insisted it was nothing serious. I never saw anything that made me think Thunder was injured, Cassidy said. If I had, I would never have sold him without telling anyone. I listened carefully, my expression unreadable. The courtroom was hanging on every word. Then came the turning point. Harold's attorney presented a series of text messages between Cassidy and a friend discussing Thunder's occasional limping and a recent vet visit. and the messages suggested Cassidy was aware of some issues but chose to downplay them. Cassidy's face paled. Her mother gasped softly. The courtroom buzzed with whispers. I cut through the noise. Ms. Monroe, these messages suggest you knew more than you've admitted. Care to explain? Cassidy swallowed hard. I didn't want to worry anyone. I thought it was just a minor thing that would heal. I nodded slowly. That's a serious matter, Cassidy. When you sell a horse, you have a responsibility to be honest about its condition. The final testimony came from a rodeo expert who spoke about the demands placed on horses like Thunder. He explained how even minor injuries could be exacerbated by the intense physical stress of competition. Rodeo horses are athletes, he said. They need to be in peak condition. An injury that might seem small can be career-ending. The courtroom was silent again, the weight of his words sinking in. I took a moment before delivering my verdict. My voice was calm but resolute. This case is about more than a horse. It's about trust, responsibility, and the consequences of our actions. Cassidy Monroe, you are a young woman with a promising future, but with that promise comes accountability. I continued selling Thunder without full disclosure was a mistake. Whether intentional or not, it caused harm. You will be required to compensate Mr. Jenkins for his losses and take steps to ensure this doesn't happen again. The courtroom erupted in murmurs. Cassidy's mother wiped tears from her eyes. Cassidy herself looked both relieved and chastened. This case is a powerful reminder that in the world of rodeo, as in life, honesty and responsibility are non-negotiable. Passion and ambition must be balanced with integrity. And sometimes the hardest lessons come not in the arena, but in the courtroom. The courtroom slowly settled as my words echoed through the room. Cassidy's case was far from over, but the message was, clear actions have consequences, no matter your age or ambition. The community outside the courthouse was already buzzing, divided between those who sympathized with Cassidy's youth and those who sided with Harold's demand for justice. As the hearing resumed, I shifted focus to the broader implications of the case. This isn't just about one horse or one sale. And I said it's about the standards we hold ourselves to, especially when dealing with living beings and the trust of others. Harold Jenkins nodded solemnly. Your Honor, I didn't want to sue Cassidy. I wanted to give Thunder a chance to compete and thrive. But when I realized the truth, I had no choice. Cassidy's attorney stood, attempting to soften the narrative. Judge Cassidy is remorseful. She's young and made an honest mistake. She's willing to work with Mr. Jenkins to make things right. My gaze was unwavering. Remorse is important, but it doesn't erase the impact of your decisions. Cassidy, you must understand that the rodeo community depends on trust between riders, trainers, and owners. When that trust is broken, it affects everyone. The courtroom was quiet, the weight of my words settling in. Cassidy looked down, her youthful face marked by a mixture of regret and resolve. Outside the courtroom, the story had already taken on a life of its own. Social media was alight with opinions, videos, and heated debates. Some praised Cassidy for her courage in facing the lawsuit head-on. Others criticized her for what they saw as negligence, or worse, deception. The rodeo community, tight-knit and fiercely protective, was split. Many riders and trainers reached out to Cassidy, privately offering support and advice. Others expressed concern about the precedent this case might set. Cassidy's mother, a quiet but strong presence throughout the trial, spoke to reporters. Cassidy has always been honest and hardworking. This has been a difficult time, but we believe in learning from mistakes and moving forward. Back in the courtroom, I called for a recess before the next phase of the hearing. During the break, Cassidy met with her attorney, discussing the path ahead. We need to focus on rebuilding your credibility, her lawyer advised. That means full transparency, cooperation with Mr. Jenkins, and demonstrating your commitment to Thunder's well-being. Cassidy nodded, determination flickering in her eyes. I want to make this right. I never wanted to hurt anyone, especially not Thunder. When the hearing resumed, the focus shifted to the financial and emotional damages Harold Jenkins claimed. He detailed the costs of veterinary care, lost competition opportunities, and the emotional toll of caring for an injured horse. This isn't just about money, Harold said quietly. It's about the bond I thought I was buying into. Thunder isn't just a horse to me. He's part of my family. Cassidy listened, her heart heavy. She understood the depth of Harold's feelings because she had felt the same way about Thunder. I then addressed Cassidy directly. You've heard Mr. Jenkins' testimony. What do you have to say about the damages? He claiming. Cassidy took a deep breath. I'm sorry for the pain this has caused. I didn't mean to mislead anyone. I want to help cover the costs and work with Mr. Jenkins to get Thunder back to health. I nodded. That's a start, but words must be backed by action. The next part of the hearing introduced expert testimony on equine care and rodeo regulations. Dr. Carter returned to explain the typical progression of tendon injuries and the importance of early detection and treatment. Early intervention can make a significant difference, she said, but ignoring symptoms or delaying care can lead to permanent damage. The rodeo expert added riders and owners have a duty to prioritize the horse's health over competition or financial gain. I then turned to Cassidy's future in rodeo. Cassidy, you have talent and drive, but this case is a reminder that success isn't just about winning. It's about integrity and responsibility. I continued, I'm ordering you to complete a course on equine health and ethics to better understand the responsibilities you carry as a rider and owner. Cassidy nodded solemnly. I understand, Your Honor. I want to learn and grow. The courtroom atmosphere shifted as I outlined the terms of the settlement. Cassidy would compensate Harold for veterinary bills and lost competition fees. She would also participate in community service at a local animal rescue and complete the educational course. This is not a punishment, I emphasized. It's an opportunity for growth and accountability. As the hearing concluded, Cassidy's mother embraced her daughter. The courtroom erupted in applause, not just for the verdict, but for the courage Cassidy showed in facing the consequences. Outside reporters gathered eager for comments. Cassidy spoke with newfound confidence. I made mistakes, but I'm committed to making things right. Thunder deserves that, and so does the rodeo community. This case serves as a powerful lesson for anyone involved in competitive sports or animal care. Passion and ambition must be balanced with honesty and responsibility, the trust we place in each other. End quote. In the animals we depend on is sacred. My courtroom once again proved to be a place where justice is about more than rules. It's about character, respect, and the courage to face the truth the courtroom had quieted. But the impact of the case was far from over. Cassidy Monroe's journey was a vivid reminder that the rodeo world, like life itself, demands more than skill and passion. It demands accountability. As my gavel echoed one last time, it marked not just the end of a hearing, but the beginning of a new chapter. Cassidy, Thunder, and everyone watching. My closing remarks resonated deeply. Cassidy, you've been given a chance to learn and grow. This isn't just about a horse or a lawsuit. It's about the kind of person you choose to be honest, responsible, and respectful of the trust others place in you. The courtroom nodded in agreement. The community had witnessed a young woman face her mistakes head-on, and in doing so, had set an example for others. Outside the courthouse, the story continued to unfold. Cassidy's commitment to her community service at the local animal rescue became a beacon of hope. She was seen not just as a teenage rodeo rider, a young woman willing to take responsibility and make amends. Her time at the rescue was transformative. Working with injured and abandoned animals, Cassidy gained a deeper understanding of care, patience, and respect, lessons that extended far beyond the rodeo arena. She shared her experiences on social media, inspiring others to value honesty and compassion. Meanwhile, Harold Jenkins and Cassidy began to rebuild their relationship. What started as a contentious legal battle slowly evolved into a partnership focused on Thunder's recovery and future. Together, they worked with veterinarians and trainers, ensuring Thunder received the best care possible. The horse's progress was steady, a testament to the power of collaboration and forgiveness. My courtroom had once again served as a stage for justice, not just legal justice, but the kind that changes hearts and minds. Cassidy's story was a reminder that mistakes don't define us. How we respond to them does. The rodeo community rallied around her, offering support and encouragement. Fellow riders shared their own stories of setbacks and growth, creating a network of resilience and accountability. As Cassidy prepared to return to competition, she carried with her the lessons learned in that courtroom. She understood now that success was about more than trophies and titles. It was about integrity, respect, and the courage to face the truth, no matter how difficult. Her story became a symbol of hope for young athletes everywhere, a testament to the power of accountability and redemption. My final words echoed in the hearts of all who followed the case in this courtroom. And in life, character matters more than capital. Respect is earned, not bought. And justice is about fairness for everyone. The gavel fell once more, closing the chapter on a case that had captivated a community and reminded us all of the true meaning of responsibility. If you believe in the power of honesty, integrity, and second chances, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that inspire and challenge us to be better. And share your thoughts below. Have you ever faced a moment where you had to own up to a mistake? How did it change you? Remember, the next time you think shortcuts or half-truths might get you ahead, there's a courtroom somewhere ready to remind you that true success is built on trust and respect. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep riding with integrity.